Hello, I'm Dr. Zayne. Welcome to my channel. As you can probably tell, this is my very first video on this channel. I plan to do reaction videos on this channel, and basically I'm going to be reacting to any kind of video that interests me. So thank you again for stopping by. Please support me, support your girl, me. I'm referring to me, I'm your girl. Support me, subscribe, and give this video a big thumbs up right now because I know you're going to enjoy it. Anyway, so today I'm going to be reacting to a video titled "What INFPs Need in a Partner," and the title of this video interests me because I'm an INFP. If you do not know what an INFP is, it's basically a class of introverts. You know how we have extroverts and introverts, personality types. Well, there are different kinds of extroverts and different kinds of introverts, and INFPs are one such type, like one type of introverts. So let's see what INFPs need in a partner. Alright.
Refreshing limoncello. The INFP personality type is probably one of the most, if not the most, unique. The uniquest, if you will, of the 16 personalities. INFPs are individualistic. They're creative. They do their own thing. So when it comes to relationships, an INFP needs to find a partner who has a few particular characteristics. It can't just be anyone off the street, alright? They've got to be able to handle an INFP. Not everybody is up to the task. Before we continue, a word from this video's sponsor, Been Verified. Let's say you're on the dating apps, you meet this cute guy, you hit it off, he wants to meet in real life, but you're like, I just watched the Showtime docuseries Love Fraud about a guy who conned dozens of women out of hundreds of thousands of dollars after meeting them on dating apps, and I'm freaked out. Not to fret, my frisky pony, with a subscription to Been Verified, you can plug in your potential suitor's name and see any of his public records in the US. Has he been to prison? It will be there. But so will his address history, his relatives, his known associates, and even social media accounts linked to his name. Or even something like, you want to send a birthday card to your Uncle Ed, but he moved to Duluth last year and you don't know his new address. You can probably find it on Been Verified. Go to my link in the description today and get 15% off a 1-month or 3-month trial with Been Verified. Ensure your safety in any of these situations and make sure your Uncle Ed gets his birthday card on time, gosh darn it. The first thing an INFP needs in a part...
Sorry, so does that mean that anyone can have access to anyone's private information? Like, what's supposed to be private information? Wow, so privacy doesn't actually exist.
Is someone who will respect their feelings. INFPs are deeply emotional, but the irony is they don't often show it. And lots of times they don't even like talking about it. Their emotion...
Sorry, I just needed to point this out. It's really interesting that he said that, because there's usually this stereotype of INFPs always crying, always in their feelings, always like spouting poetry just to express their feelings. I guess that might be true for some people, but generally speaking, I'll speak for myself. I'm very stoic, and many of the INFPs I've known or that I've heard about are actually quite stoic. They don't show feelings, they don't like talking about it, but it's extremely important to us, which means he's right. We do need someone who will respect our feelings, and that's a huge requirement in any relationship, basically, not just in a romantic relationship. So yeah.
Emotions are like an iceberg. You might see a little bit above the surface, but there's so much more going on beneath the surface. An INFP needs to have a partner who understands this and who realizes that there are going to be times where you are feeling things and they're not really going to understand it, and that you just have to feel it. INFPs don't react well to people who are like, get over it, or tell you that you shouldn't feel a certain way. And
by the way, that is dismissive, and that can be considered abusive. I'll just say I, as an INFP, I consider that kind of behavior abusive. Like when I'm feeling something, you don't have to be able to handle it, but you cannot just tell me get over it. I don't want to get over it. Okay? You won't tell me when to get over it. I'll get over it in my own time if I want to get over it. Alright? So it's just really it's really abusive, basically. It's basically like emotional abuse.
Ideal partner for an INFP will be able to be by their side when they are up and when they are down without questioning the validity of their emotions. Next, INFPs need someone who can keep them grounded. Someone who is a bit practical. INFPs have wild imaginations. I think INFPs would often rather just spend time in their imaginations than in the real world. The downside of this, of course, is that if you are stuck in your imagination, you're not really living life, and you can let the practical day-to-day things pile up until you're overwhelmed.
Very true, very true, very, 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 very true. And I don't know, but like that daydreaming and the mind wandering happens even when you're trying to do stuff, and it can be one of the more annoying qualities, or one of the more annoying, I'll just say qualities. I don't want to say side effects. I can't find a better term of being an INFP, because you could be doing anything, especially stuff that doesn't engage the mind, and before you know it, your mind has gone like leagues away. So yeah, I guess, although when you say we need somebody to keep us grounded, I really don't know how that person is going to keep us grounded, because we already tried and it's a struggle. Okay,
INFPs need a partner who can appreciate their deep imaginations, but also be like, hey, ground control to Major Tom. Let's take your protein pills and put your helmet on, okay? Relationships are about balance. I'll probably say it several more times throughout this video. So an INFP needs someone who is well grounded in reality and is practical to balance out the INFP. This next one is another quality that will balance out an INFP, because an INFP needs someone who will help them be more social. Now I know a lot of the INFPs watching now are like, no man, I don't need no help being social. My dream partner is someone who'll stay at home with me and will never have to go out ever again. But hear me out.
Not necessarily, okay? Hear me out. Not necessarily. I'm more like, do I want to be social like all the time? Like if I want to be when I need to be social, when I want to be social, I can be social. Like I can take myself out, I can go on events. Like sometimes I'll just search out, you know how they have this websites where you can check what's going on in a place. Like whenever I travel and I'm like, okay, I'm free today, what do I do? And then I go online and I search what's going on in this city, and then I check an event that is of interest to me. I don't know anybody there, I don't know the organizers, and I will go. Okay, and I've done this several times, and that's when I need to be social. And there was a time when I even challenged myself that whenever I go to any of these events, I would try to meet someone, and it's not like it's going to be a big deal. I can just look at the person sitting beside me during the program or after the program and say, hello, my name is this, what's your name? I'm just trying to meet someone. Sometimes it works out great, and I've met a lot of, you know, amazing acquaintances from stuff like that, but sometimes it's turned out weird, and it's just made me pull back just a little bit, because then they'll be looking at you as if you're a weirdo. So yeah, but generally I do that. So my point is, I can be social when I need to, when I want to, but do I want to be social? Like when I get a partner that is going to help me be more social, do I want to be more social? Is my question. Do I want to be more social?
This doesn't mean you need to find a partner who's like a party animal or someone who likes to go out all the time. In fact, believe it or not, many extroverts I have met consider themselves to be homebodies. But the difference is, when they're around people, they like to engage with them. INFPs, on the other hand, like to stick to themselves. I think it's fair to say that they'd really just prefer not to interact with anyone most of the time, but a lot of that, I think, comes from a fear of judgment. INFPs really
Social
care
anxiety,
about
right?
what
I
everyone
struggle
else
with
thinks
that, and
about them, more so than
sorry, social anxiety. I struggle with that, and I was about to say I don't struggle with it anymore, but that would be a bit of a lie. So, but it was worse than it is, right? It used to be worse than it is right now, but it's still there. So I guess, yeah, I guess, someone who, no, I don't see how anyone can help with that, because it's social anxiety. I don't, like, when you say fear of judgment, I'm not necessarily sitting there going, someone is going to judge me, someone is going to judge me. No, I get put in a situation where I have to interact with people without preparing myself, and then I just start getting, I don't know, palpitations, and then the anxiety flares up.
it's typical, and not like in a neutral, oh, I wonder what they think, but more like a, oh my gosh, my world is ending because of what they think kind of way. You know, like, your circuit's dead, there's something wrong kind of way. So having a partner who likes talking to people, someone who can serve as a social buffer, is great for INFPs because their partner can help them be more social while taking away some of the fear that comes from being solo in a social situation. And that's good. Socializing helps you grow as a person and ultimately will help you feel more connected with others and get over some of that fear of judgment, which really holds INFPs back. Before we continue, let's pause briefly and see if YouTube would like to show a commercial to those of us who don't have premium. Thank you for sitting through that. And if you're getting value from this video, hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing and hitting that bell button. The bell button will instantly place an order for you at Taco Bell. Okay, that's not true. Now, after your partner has...
You guys, I'm going to leave the link to his channel in the description below, so if you are so inclined, you can go to his channel, check him out, or check out his videos and subscribe. I guess also subscribe to my channel too, please. All right,
dragged you around to a couple of social events, you'll probably be pretty drained. INFPs need a partner who understands that sometimes you need space and who can respect that. Some people get nervous, they freak the F out when an INFP shuts down, because to them, being quiet, being closed off, keeping to themselves is something that they would only do if they were very upset. But to an INFP, that's just something you have to do every once in a while.
Yes, that's like something we do, like drinking water. Well, we don't do it as often as some people drink water, but we have to do it. Like, I have to just get away. Okay, I need to. By the way, if we don't do it, then we become really difficult to live with, and we become uncomfortable in our own skins as well. And before you know it, we'll start getting short with people around us, we'll start getting impatient, we'll start feeling really all over the place, and our minds, the mind wandering thing and the daydreaming thing will also be getting more and more out of hand. So yeah, we need to just escape.
You got to process all the crap going on in your brain.
Yep.
Or maybe you just want to play around in your imagination for a little while and escape from the real world. INFPs need a partner who will realize, oh, okay, you need to recharge, that's okay. I'm going to do my own thing for a while too.
Yeah,
when you have a partner who can respect your alone time, it will make that time so much more refreshing for you so that you can engage again even sooner with your partner and the rest of the world. Now, I've already mentioned that INFPs have crazy imaginations. You know, they're out there floating in a most peculiar way. And that's because INFPs love to explore. They are naturally adventurous, even if just in their mind. So they need a partner who will go along with that and help the INFP explore. Because INFPs have an imagination that is focused on the possibilities of the outside world, they need to keep feeding it. They need a partner who will be there for that, whether that's in conversation, exploring new ideas, or actually going out into the real world on adventures. Without someone who can explore with them An INFP will get bored and feel trapped, which is not exactly something you want in a relationship.
Nope.
Next, this might seem obvious, but INFPs need some...
And that could be one of the reasons many INFPs, yours truly included, have this thing where they enter into a relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, they enter into a relationship and then 6 months down the line they're bored, and they get bored. Not because that person is boring, not because something happened to change the way they feel about that person, but it just happened. This could be one of the reasons.
Someone with whom they can foster a deep connection. INFPs take everything very personally. They feel like their connection with, the barista at Starbucks is special. So in a relationship, they need someone who will also treat the connection as a very special, personal thing. And not everyone is like that. I mean, there are lots of people, even in a loving, healthy relationship, who view the connection with their partner in a less intense, deep way, and to INFPs, that's extremely off-putting. INFPs want the kind of intense relationship where, if the INFP said to someone, "Tell my wife I love her very much," the other person would just reply, "She knows." Lastly, INFPs need someone who can challenge them to grow. Specifically, the place where INFPs need to grow the most is in learning how to get out of their own head a bit more and rely on their own feelings.
That is not even a lie. Okay, that is not a lie.
A bit less. INFPs have such a strong inner compass about what they like and don't like, what they think is good and bad, and how they feel about everything, that it can lead them to act kind of selfish and forget about everyone else. The INFP's biggest challenge in life is going to be opening themselves up to realizing that other people's judgments are just as valid as their own. The INFP superpower is that they know who they are and they have a vision and they're very sure of it, but the cost of letting that go unchecked is that everyone else might think that you only care about yourself. A good partner will help the INFP realize that they can better achieve their dreams if they can challenge themselves in this way to think, what do other people think? How can I work with others and not just go off on my own and do my own thing as I'm floating around my tin can? I've got an email list where every Monday I send out a motivational word.
That was really nice, and that was, I think, was 99.9% true, if not 100% true. So I guess I don't know if it's possible to get a person with all those qualities. If you know of anyone with all those qualities, like if you're an INFP and you know of anyone, like you've met somebody with all those qualities in them, then leave a comment below and tell us just how nice it is. But I think that the idea of having, I think that would be the ideal, I suppose. But most times the ideal doesn't usually exist in the real world, because we're not perfect ourselves, and so we cannot expect to have perfect people walking around, right? So thank you so much for sticking with me till the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're an INFP, let me know what you think about it. The video is it seems to be 3 years old, but I hadn't watched it yet before today. And in any case, even if it's an old video, it's not really old, and better late than never, right? So again, I'm going to be reacting to videos that interest me, especially ones I haven't watched yet, and regardless of how old they are, as long as it interests me and as long as I think it's going to be interesting to share with you guys, I'm going to be reacting to them. So if you have any suggestions about videos that might interest me, I'm also open to them. Just leave, send me a message or an email or whatever, or leave a comment below, and I will see what I can do. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you next time.